Hello, I'm here at Provo River and being here just doing a little social distancing, and it's a good reminder here of Psalm 42. I thought I'd share with you maybe a good reminder or a good admonition for you to help you with the struggles that might be going on with your life in this time. So let's read this time just the first few verses of Psalm 42. Verse 1. To the chief musician, Maskil, for the sons of Korah, as the hart panteth after the water brook, so panteth my soul after thee, O God. My soul thirsteth for God, for the living God. When shall I come and appear before God? My tears have been my meat day and night, while they continually say unto me, Where is thy God? When I remember these things, I pour out my soul in me, for I had gone with the multitude. I went with them to the house of God with the voice of joy and praise, with the multitude that kept holy day. Here, thinking about thirsting for God. And as the deer, thirst for water, looking for some good water to drink, we as humans, we get thirsty, of course, too. But spiritually, we get thirsty for God. Now, there's at times when I am thirsty for physical water and don't know it. I just live my day, doing my things, and all of a sudden, maybe someone will hand me some water, or I'll finally stop and take a drink, and I go, wow, I was really thirsty. That feels really good. And sometimes I need people to help remind me that, hey, stop and take a drink. And I was thinking about, what times are we thirsty for God, and maybe we don't even know it. Maybe it's those times where we are lonely, maybe depressed, fearful, some things are not going our way, and maybe feel stressed, troubled, or maybe even sad. And really, David here seems like he's going through all of those things in his life as he's writing this. And yet, he wanted God in his life. In these hard times, he was thirsting for God. He knew that's what he needed. That he had that spiritual thirst. And it seems as though he could not go to the temple. It was very probable he was out in battle somewhere, or maybe hiding from someone chasing him, whether Saul or somebody. And he couldn't go to the temple. He couldn't worship God. He couldn't be with other people that worship God. And he couldn't spend time with God face to face at the temple. Now today, of course, we can spend time with God through God's Word, the Bible, praying freely before the throne of grace. We don't go to a temple, but yet there is some value of going to a church, a meeting place, a fellowship with fellow believers. And we don't have people to remind us, Sunday after Sunday or Wednesday and Sundays, hey, stop, take a drink, listen to what God has for you. He is there to help and enable you in this time of need. But sometimes what we think we're really thirsty for is not what we really want, or really what we should have. Sometimes maybe I just want to escape, or I'm just thirsty for people. I just want some people in my life right now. Or if I just had some feel-good food, now that really would help me right now in my problems. If we say, boy, if I only had this, then my life would be better. What that should be a red flag to you, and that is, I am not thirsty for God. I am thirsty for other things that don't really satisfy. God, when you drink from the well of the living water from God, we have everlasting life. Of course, Jesus talking about there in John chapter 4 about himself, but I'm saying that in referring to here in Psalm 42, thirsting for spending time with God. There's help there for a time of need. So sometimes we deceive ourselves. We need to stop though. Stop, take a drink, and remember, hey, I can freely go to him. There's nothing stopping me. There's nothing hindering me from spending time with him. Maybe I can't spend time with others, but I can spend time with him. Here David said in verse 3, my tears have been my meat day and night. Very sad time in his life. And he could write, he could pray, pour out his heart before God, but he could not go to the temple. You know, we don't need to go to the temple, as I said. We can go straight to him. But in verse 3 also, while they continue saying to me, where is thy God? He's waiting for God to give his answer to his prayer requests. God not just cares about the spiritual part of our life, he cares about the physical part of our life. And he is the answer for all those things. And as we can talk to him, yes, about the spiritual things, and yes, depend on him for the spiritual aspect of our life, but he cares for us emotionally, he cares for us physically. And sometimes we have to wait for his timing. In the meanwhile, we spend time feasting on his word and trusting his sufficiency. But he will do his work in his timing. Wait patiently on him. May this be a good encouragement to you, as this thought was to me.